Although beloved actor, Sherman Hemsley played the loud and outspoken George Jefferson on The Jeffersons. In real life, he was a very shy brother who preferred to keep his personal life ultra private. Unfortunately, after he passed away on July 24, 2012 at age 74, that privacy was invaded when the intense drama among his loved ones came to a head. In fact, the battling caused Sherman's body to lay embalmed in a refrigerator at an El Paso, Texas funeral home for over 3 months before he was finally laid to rest. The reasons for that have everything to do with a dispute over his will, a fight for his estate, a surprise brother, gay rumors, and friends. Yeah, it was a really jacked up situation, but one man who was reportedly close to Sherman spoke out to clear up the drama. 6 weeks prior to his passing, Sherman had written the will for his estate, which was valued at $50,000. Soon after he died, his manager Flora Bernal was listed as the sole beneficiary. In his will, Sherman, who was never married and had no kids, referred to Flora as his beloved partner. Flora stated that she was not only Sherman's manager, but that she lived with him for over a decade and that they were close friends for 20 years. Then Sherman Hemsley's alleged brother supposedly surfaced. After the will was filed, a man named Richard Thornton came out of the woodwork claiming to be Hemsley's half-brother and contested the will, claiming Sherman was incapacitated at the time he wrote the will. That is what ultimately stalled Sherman Hemsley's burial and memorial service for 3 months. Sherman's friend Flora then publicly contested Thornton's validity. ABC 7 News in El Paso reported that Flora said this: "It is disgraceful. It is sad. This was a man with dignity. I have never heard of anyone with the name of Richard Thornton in the 20 years I have known Sherman. This is not what Sherman would have wanted." Sherman left very worried about me staying alone, what was going to happen to me being alone if he was gone. That's what worried him the most. I guess maybe he sensed what was going to happen. It just gives me these emotions and feelings that all of a sudden there's these people that have never known anything about our life, about who we are, about what we're all about what we endure, said Flora Bernal regarding the validity of her role in Sherman Hemsley's life being questioned. Then came conflicting reports about a gay lover. Rumors soon surfaced that Sherman Hemsley was reportedly gay and that Flora was acting as his beard to cover up Sherman's secret gay relationship with their longtime friend, Ken Johnston. There was never any validity to those rumors, but yet they still ran rampant as the fight over Sherman's will continued. However, Ken's son apparently shut those rumors all the way down. Shortly after Sherman Hemsley was finally buried in November 2012, Ken Johnston's son, Stephen Johnston, reportedly spoke out to Diary of a Street King to set the record straight about his father's relationship to Sherman and Flora. Stephen said that Flora was really his father, Ken's girlfriend. According to Stephen, Flora was a gold digger who took advantage of Sherman to ultimately be granted his estate. Stephen Johnston also claimed that Ken was Sherman's real manager, not Flora, stating, "The media also erroneously reported that Flora knew Sherman for 20 years when she didn't get to really know him until the move in '99 to El Paso. She became his manager representative in helping out my father when he was sidelined by a stroke in 2003. But my father was still the manager. My father told me that they were always talking about getting back to Los Angeles, and it was getting close to becoming a reality until my father's stroke," wrote Stephen Johnston. 3 months after Sherman passed away, Flora was granted Sherman Hemsley's estate, and the legal fight was over. This drama is probably not what Sherman envisioned the end of his life would have been shrouded in, but thankfully, the man who brought so much joy to the world was finally able to rest peacefully after being buried in a military service in El Paso, Texas on November 9th, 2012. To stay up on what's happening and had happened with your favorite old school celebrities, be sure to tap that notification bell and subscribe button underneath this video. And if you're digging this video, feel free to like, comment, and share it with your people. Thanks for watching. I love old school music, old school news with a new point of view.